He's obviously fighting a war in his own mind between the past and the present where he is. Hi everyone, this is Silas Ram, AsianCultureVulture.com. Delighted you could join us for this chat. Natalie, hello, how are you doing?
I'm all right, Silas. I'm a little bit warm though because it's coming up for monsoon here in Mumbai and I've turned the fans off and the air conditioning.
We both saw Nirvana Inn with Adil Hussain, who's plays the main character, a guy called Joggy, who was a boatman, I think is the best way to describe it. So what were your first impressions of Nirvana Inn, Natalie?
I wanted to watch this film because it has Adil Hussain in it and I'm a big fan of Mr. Hussain. So instantly, even before you've seen it, I think you have an expectation of what the film is going to deliver because of him as an actor. I think he is very good at what he does and I think he chooses well in the parts that he plays.
क्या आप ही रिजॉर्ट के नए मैनेजर हैं?
जी अभी नया ज्वाइन किया.
When I started watching it, I was thinking, okay, this is one of these films that is relying very much on what you see rather than what you hear.
गेस्ट आए हैं, फॉर्मेलिटी मैंने पूरी कर दी.
So if you can imagine The Shining, not in America, but set in the kind of mountains and desolate area of North India, and a man with, I think, a few mental demons that he's wrestling with, and the ensuing madness that then takes place, then you've got Nirvana Inn.
The film is a bit of a slow burn, and you're kind of drawn in by the Adil Hussain character. He seems a very reasonable man, but he is haunted by the past.
क्या चाहती हो तुम?
सब कुछ काम चाहिए था.
What did you make of the other characters?
I really liked the female lead, I guess you could call her, Mohini. She was played by Rajshri Deshpande. And what I loved about her was the energy that she could emote, not even by speaking. I mean, when she does open her mouth, it takes it up like another level. And you see this frisson, this kind of crackling and energy between her and literally any male that she speaks with, but especially between her and Jogi. And I thought their chemistry and their dynamic was really actually brilliantly matched, and it gave me goosebumps watching it, and it's given me goosebumps actually now thinking about it. She's amazing. Yeah,
no, she definitely brings a lot to that character.
आपको माजुली के बारे में कुछ भी याद नहीं है.
मैं बुरी यादें हमेशा भुला देती हूँ.
Kind of pseudo-romantic, but well, it is romantic, but obviously Joggy is not really sure about what is going on, and he doesn't really understand her interest in him or any kind of what affection she might have. He thinks, where is this coming from? I don't really know you. We know that there is a past to that and there is something else going on, and he's obviously fighting a war in his own mind between the past and the present where he is. It's very hard to say how real everything is in a way. This could be just one giant dream.
What's your take on that? So we're not giving anything away by saying that he becomes the caretaker of this inn, and I think it even says in the blurb that the people that come and stay are actually people from his past, the ghosts of people that were involved in this incident when he was a boatman.
तूने हमारे साथ ऐसा क्यों किया?
With that in mind, when you go into this film, when you're told that about this film, it really got me thinking, like, well, are they actually ghosts, or is he the one that actually died? Because we're made to think that he's the one that survives this incident and everyone else dies, right? But it got me thinking, maybe he's the one that actually died, and this is all his version of like heaven or hell, the afterlife, because it's called Nirvana Inn. This idea of nirvana being the state that you get to where you stop being like reincarnated and you have to kind of, I don't know if you have to like purge yourself of certain things or become a certain mindset. But I was just wondering, are we being led to believe one thing and then my interpretation was another thing?
That's a very good way of looking at what happened in this film. I mean, you don't have to get into the deep analysis of it to enjoy it. I think you can just watch it and watch it as a story and a story that unfolds. You don't have to go away and think about it, but it does make you think about this kind of things you brought up, Nirvana, and maybe he's in that space where he's all seeing, you know, he kind of understands himself, although it takes the whole process of the movie to get there. He kind of understands himself a lot better and the demons that are within.
I want answers, Sailesh. When I watch a film, I need to know what on earth has just happened and whether I'm interpreting it the way that the director is wanting me to interpret it. And this is the thing that annoys me about this film, is that I've even read interviews with the director and he's like, yeah, you can take away from it what you want. And I'm like, no! You have to give me the answers.
मुझे मार डालने के लिए आई हो, मुझसे बदला लेने.
No, I don't think. I think any kind of creative process, it has to be like that. You put something out there, and it's up to people. They can interpret it in lots of different ways. No,
I disagree. I think that's an easy way out, and they've not properly thought through the story arc. Actually, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the film. I think it's beautiful. I think it's very evocative. The scene in the dining hall, you know, when the lighting changes, which is very theatrical in the way that it delivers the sort of feeling to you, and the dance scene as well. I would say that story-wise for me, it left things unanswered, and I don't think that's my fault. I think that's the fault of the writer. But in terms of a film in how it looks, I think it was very beautiful. Okay. That's my take on it.
I think we're going to have to beg to differ on that, because
that's all right.
I think you can watch something without necessarily having a kind of end point and an end conclusion, and then you kind of move on. It can be a little bit more open-ended than that, and that's what I think this film is about. It's just asking questions and not delivering answers, because there are no answers in a way.
मेरा नाम लीला है. मैं यहाँ बहुत टाइम से रह रही हूँ उस कॉटेज में.
What did you think of the other female character, Sandhya Mridal's character, the lady that lives at the lodges?
क्या तुम्हें मैं पसंद नहीं हूँ? तुम्हें मैं जल्दी ही पसंद आने लगी.
I didn't know what to make of her. She was a bit undeveloped for me.
I thought she was a bit random. I thought it was, it didn't kind of sit right. I don't know why. I'm just looking online. Have you seen the movie poster for it? I wonder if just by looking at that, it gives you a hint of actually him and what happened to him. Can you see it? That makes me think that he's the one that's died.
I think you've got a very good point, and maybe that's the key to unlocking everything in this film. I mean, I wouldn't be as prescriptive as that, but I think it's a good interpretation.
Well, otherwise it doesn't make sense, does it? You can't kill people and then them reappear. Okay, unless another thing is, it is all real. He didn't die, they did die.
Yeah.
But people have come back that are reminding him, like he's having a full mental breakdown. Yeah. And maybe he's just seeing people that kind of remind him of those people. I'm in two minds about this film, Sailesh, I think is what I'm trying to say.
So let's draw a conclusion. Let's have a final verdict on the Nirvana Inn. Well, what was the best thing about it?
The relationship between Jogi and Mohini.
Definitely, and I would add to that the whole setting and the atmosphere, and it's a beautiful part of India.
Would you watch it again?
I would, especially with your reading of it. I think that would bring a new dimension to it.